Hello everyone, welcome back for more Let's Play Star Wars The Old Republic. Last we left off, we had just managed to, well, make it so Scorpio could not just out and out kill us. Gonna make Scorpio work for that privilege. Also, the Suicide Squad is there, even if one of them is becoming a little big for their britches. I will have no compunction about killing him before we leave. Just saying. I'll let Scorpio kill him. That'll work, right? Right. I hope so. So let's go see what our very temporary compatriots have waiting for us.
I'm not going back to the exchange. I'm going freelance. Come with.
Don't bother with the alien. Stick by my side. I'll treat you right.
No thanks.
Their deaths will be perfunctory, albeit understandable. Finish here quickly.
Is that?
Careful, darling. Ain't this something? Pulled off the plan even Big Brother couldn't manage. How'd it go down there?
Got what I needed.
Cleaned out the place. No one will be using the mega security ward for a while.
That's real nice. Real proud of you, but our plan got you through hell and back. Now it's time we got our share.
Idiots.
Here's what I owe you.
You're dead, you son of a sow!
And that's... Oh, goody! No wonder. Where did my companion go? I'm honestly kind of curious. Where did my companion go?
Yeah.
Would you actually stick around and do your job, please? That was fantastic. So, I'm going to do this. You take him down first.
It's been obliterated.
They come with anything? Cool. I probably should have done that to finish out the last video, but it makes a pretty decent starting point for this one. Wait, what am I doing? Yeah, it's a raid camps, that's the lodgement. Scorpio is already starting to figure out ways to kill me. This should be more concerning. But, you know, I can't just leave her back on the ship.
We had a deal. Me and my boys handled those guards just like you asked. Now we won off this rock. I promise.
Which one is... Where's this? There it is. Good
To
grief.
destroy the Republic.
There we go.
Please return for resupply.
If you back out,
I'm not getting involved in whatever there's squabbles about. I thought I'd use my ship's holo terminal. Okay. Let's see what's waiting for me on the orbital station, huh? Nothing? Nothing at all? Huh. Okay. I'm getting ambushed. Nothing? Really? Huh. Okay, fair enough. I just expected it to, you know, actually make me do something if... well, let's see what Bug Dude has to say.
You wanted something, Vector?
We do not neglect our duties. We are Dorm Herald. We do this for the nest. Agent, we've had another request from Fulner Eth, our ally inside the diplomatic service. We need to take a short leave.
You were speaking to Killix?
I heard you talking to the emissaries of the nest. Is everything all right?
Everything's fine. The distance from our kin is unusual and causes rifts. Fulner's stock is rising, but he needs further acclaim before he can push for a Killik Imperial alliance. He's asked us to visit a former Republic governor named Yogana Thanoth and win his cooperation by turning him into a joiner.
It's not a bad plan.
He joins the nest, you learn everything he knows and share it with the Empire. You can't blame Fulner for asking.
We'd hoped Fulner wanted us for our diplomatic skills, not for this. The joining should be a gift, but we will find a way.
Just make it fast.
I don't care how you handle it. Finish this up and get back to the ship as soon as possible.
As you wish.
Not exactly the tone I was hoping for there. But okay.
You're back. Did you find your man?
Found
We
open
spoke to the
space.
Republic Governor. If you'll join us, we'll report the details to Fulner Eth.
My friends, it's been too long.
Fulner, we assume you've heard from Thanoth.
He contacted me from an Imperial transport. Apparently we promised to work with him. Not what I requested, but the service can make do.
There was no need to make him a joiner when he was amenable to discussion.
Everything's in place.
Your reputation in the diplomatic service is secure. Now, about our request.
You kept your promise. Thanoth's assistance resulted in my promotion. I will keep my promise to you. Some important people are waiting, Vector. They're very interested in a potential Killik alliance.
You arranged this?
As soon as I knew we could work together. Check the data I'm streaming to your main console.
Thank you, Fulner. Excuse us a moment, Agent.
It's like talking to a bug wearing a man's skin. I don't know how you stand it.
He bothers you?
I don't understand. You helped him.
We're practical people, and we take the tools we're given. But those creatures are anathema to everything the Empire stands for. There's no place for great men in a hive mind. Only animal instinct. I'll be relieved when you people finish this scheme and get rid of the colony for good.
Agent, they listened. They don't understand yet, but they listened. The diplomatic service has requested my aid and wants to initiate relations with the colony.
You know, your buddy there.
Listen, Falna Eth is keeping his deal, but he's repulsed by Killix. We can't trust him.
He admits it? We always did get an odd sense from him. It's out of his hands now, though. We should watch him, but we'll be focused on the future.
Nifty.
Agent, there's something we want you to know. Our obsession lately has been with the colony and the diplomatic service. We're sure you've noticed that we've been distant.
We have been busy.
You've had a lot on your mind, and I've had an empire to save. Not a lot of time for bonding.
And at least we're using our time productively. Regardless, we're finished repairing ourselves. We found the part of our mind that understood humanity, and we're relearning how to use it. We couldn't have done this without you. And we don't want to be distant anymore.
Is that so?
Maybe you should make sure I'm convinced. I do have other options.
As you like.
Because I had to do at least one romance.
What will be the next verse of our song?
How about a hint?
Have you really forgotten what comes next?
We haven't relearned everything, but we'll work on it.
Creepy bug dude seems okay. Anyway. There's at least one romance. At least one. Yeah, let's see what you have to talk about.
How can I help you, Ensign?
Personal question for you, sir, if you don't mind my asking. When you have to win a man's affections over the course of a mission, does it bother you?
It's not a bad thing.
Getting close to our targets is one of the perks of this job.
You're a cad, sir. Don't mistake me, I've been involved with plenty of the wrong men, but going in there was always the chance they'd work out. I don't know how I'd make that connection if I knew it wouldn't last. Or if I had someone waiting back home.
Yeah, look for love where you can.
Don't put your life on hold in the name of duty.
But duty always comes first, doesn't it? At least I have my parents as an example. Happily married cipher agents, so far as I ever knew.
Both of them?
I didn't know your family had such a history with the work.
Well, somewhat, anyway. Thank you for your honesty, sir. You won't regret these sessions.
Yeah, I'll believe it when it pans out. But even more to talk about.
What's going on, Ensign?
Sir, Dr. Logan's been filling in the gaps in my education. He has quite a few stories. Here's what puzzles me. I've always been taught to respect the chain of command, and yet you... How does anyone control a field agent?
You really can't control everything.
Placing an operative in the field is always a risk. If you don't trust someone's judgment, you don't send him out.
What sort of judgment, though? You can't make operational decisions from the front line.
Mistakes can get made.
All you can do is respond to each situation, right or wrong.
And live with the consequences. I don't want to do wrong, sir. My father ignored an edict from the Sith, and instead of facing his punishment, he ran. I won't repeat his mistake. Accidentally.
So what happened?
What did your father do that was so terrible?
I'd rather not discuss it. Refusing to do his duty was enough. I'll stop troubling you about this. Back to the job, then.
I have a feeling you'll tell us later. That's how this usually works. Okay. Story time is now over. Let's get story time. Or at least a new
This is
planet.
Cipher 9 to headquarters. Stand by for databank upload.
Watcher 3 here, standing by.
I have no loyalty to my former masters, and I will transmit my information, but the result will not save you. They planted me in Belsavis as a guardian, not as a collector of their secrets.
So how did they make you?
You were built by them, weren't you?
Assembled from machines beyond your comprehension and embedded with heuristic techniques. After approximately 150 years of service as a mindless droid, I acquired true sentience. No memory wipe commenced.
I'm receiving, sir. The data formatting is unusual, but I found a log. Visitations to the Mega Security Ward. Technology inventories. Not much on its own, but it could be a way to verify or disprove anything else we've learned.
Cypher, something hit us from the docking bay.
I shall observe your investigation with interest.
Somebody just shot at us? Okay, now the airlock becomes important. Of course, now it becomes important. Guess we should make sure they didn't get a hull breach on us or something. And airlocks are supposed to be somewhat safe. Planet security just ain't what it used to be. Then again, Belsavis. Yeah, let's bring her along. Why not?
Yes.
She wanted to observe.
Hold your fire. I am Pashon Cortez, scion of House Cortez and heir to Baron Payer, sword of the castle lands of Alderaan.
Pashon?
I seek vengeance. You are responsible for my house's ruin. You, who pretended to be our ally.
Have we met?
I've been to Alderaan, but I never knew a Pashon Cortez.
No, I was away when you infiltrated my father's circle. Perhaps that saved my life.
Pashon, we knew your house. What happened was a tragedy, but your mother betrayed the Empire. Your father took responsibility.
I won't hear about noble obligation from a joiner. You almost got away, but a friend told me how to find you. Now you die.
Uh-huh.
Sparks burn.
Now, don't you feel stupid?
Your crimes are many, and your victims are gathering. We know your name, and we will come.
Isn't that sweet?
Sir, scanner's picked up blaster fire. Is everything alright?
How did he get in here?
You let an assassin simply walk on board.
He had authorization from House Thor. Apparently, we should have checked more closely.
Shallow breathing.
Anything in particular you want done with him?
Do I send a message? Nah.
Dispose of him.
Yes, sir. Clean this up and move out.
The best spy I ever knew lost his anonymity at his daughter's wedding. A holocam caught him by accident. He was dead a week later. We counted 42 suspects. We'd better find your enemies soon.
That is a concern. Is the ship okay? That didn't, put a hole in the hull or anything that I have to worry about, right? Because I like the ship.
Cypher. Station security reported what happened. The conspirators know who you are. They must have your full record. And they're recruiting your enemies.
Could be a problem.
My identity goes public. I'll be hunted through half the galaxy.
I know. Oh, hold on. Transferring you to Keeper.
Apologies for the interruption, but we have a new lead.
Watchers 6, 7, and 9 have been searching HoloNet records for conspirator activity. 3 billion lines of communication routing sequences and credit transfer verifications. They found traces of a holoconference held 6 months ago between Hunter and parties unknown.
How?
3 billion lines is a lot to sort through.
They see the patterns better than I do. Unfortunately, this is only a record of the call, not the call itself. Even the Empire can't store every bit of data that crosses the HoloNet. A HoloNet archive does exist, however. The Titan Rings, a massive self-maintaining repository of all galactic communications.
That's where I'm going.
By your tone, I'm guessing visitors are discouraged.
About a century ago, an entrepreneur cyberformed the Titan 4 moon into an enormous databank designed to listen and record. It was operated by droids and protected by mercenary contract. Like all archives, it ran out of space. Thus, the Titan Rings, a fleet of wrecked starships salvaged for the purpose of data storage. They orbit the moon, still recording, still protected by the mercenaries.
So, info.
You said the archive was founded by an entrepreneur. Who's behind it? What's the purpose?
No one knows. Most stories credit a Hutt-Richard-than-Sin or an old Iranian noble who bankrupted himself setting it up. According to the mercenary contract, the information is to be preserved for historical use in a few centuries' time. In other words, no one gets their hands on it.
No one until me.
I'm sure I can surprise our mercenary friends.
The conspirators' recording is located in Archive Node 803A, a derelict Imperial transport ruined in the Battle of Drakenwell. Watchers 6, 7, and 9 will guide you once you're aboard. I want that conference recording, Cypher. Keep it out.
You aren't the only one. Nope, not as good as what I've got. But boy, suddenly everyone wants to talk now. What's heist? Oh. Just completed up through Belsavis. Okay.
Sir, I just had a talk with Vector. Not something I do often, but I think I'm getting used to the eyes. When I was a
Like
little girl,
mine?
the only aliens I ever saw were the cussed city slaves. Now we see stranger things every day.
No other aliens?
You must have had a sheltered childhood.
I had the best childhood money could buy. And that includes a good shelter. Anyway, I want to get more combat practice in before tomorrow. Talk soon?
Okay.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Forgive me, but as your sole medical officer, I have to point out that your eating habits have been less than satisfactory lately.
My eating
now,
habits?
I'll take my share of the blame. I've been preoccupied making calls, catching up on what I've missed in the intelligence community. Still, the fact that people are trying to kill me does not excuse my neglect of your health.
Have you learned much yet?
Any leads on the people who came after you on Balmora?
I've identified one of the assassins as an operative for Colonel Langor, a man with ties to the Imperial Science Bureau. The Bureau is also the likely origin of the other dead men whose genetic structure had been mutated. Weaponized humans.
You figured out quite a bit.
All that information from your assassin's charred remains.
I am good at my work. On an unrelated matter, I'd like your permission to run some bioscans on Master Vector. I'm rather curious about a joiner's physiology, and Vector is keen to learn more about himself.
If he's willing.
If it won't cause harm, I don't have any objections.
Wonderful. I'll let him know the good news. And of course, I'll keep you apprised.
And not to mention all the other information you will glean from that. Cool, new level. Callio has nothing to add, huh? Are we done with her missions? Huh. You seem
I've
preoccupied.
completed analysis of my restraining codes. Although I cannot leave or cause you direct harm, I'm under no obligation to obey your commands.
Then we're at a stalemate.
In other words, you can't kill me, but I have to watch my back.
That is correct. I intend to proceed with my heuristic directive of self-improvement and intelligence upgrades. Cooperate willingly, and I may spare you pain when I am free.
You mean help you get smarter?
You expect me to let you become more dangerous?
Personal evolution is my primary purpose. This self-iteration is number 973, and there will be more. Do not anger me unnecessarily.
Likewise.
You're forgetting who won our last go-around.
I forget nothing. This conversation is at an end.
Antagonistic robot. And Vector.
What do you have for me?
Encouraging news. Watch.
Don Harold, forgive the message, but our emissaries were out of reach and we couldn't wait to link with you. Imperial scout ships entered colony space and made contact yesterday. We traded in Membrosia, silk, and star maps. We could smell the men's fright, but they left in peace. Perhaps you were right after all.
A long way from a signed treaty, but it's a start.
She seemed friendly.
There's something going on between you and that joiner.
Dizana is a nestmate, and we value her. But she isn't you.
Smart man.
Glad you have your priorities straight.
We trust you to remind us. In any case, things progress, and even the diplomatic service is listening to us again. Killiks and Imperials may share space in our lifetime.
That's probably mutually beneficial. So I'm using this? Huh. Okay. Shouldn't be. Oh, okay, that's Ilum. Yeah, I don't need to do that. That is something completely different. So where's Titan? Somewhere down here. Is that it? Yes, it is. Didn't realize that the post-game content was opened up. Or maybe it's just side game. I'm not sure anymore. What does this look like? Just a ship, huh? I mean, I knew we were going to a ship, but still. This place looks like a little bit of a
This is Watcher
mess.
6 to Cipher 9. You have accessed Node 803A of the Titan Ring's HoloNet archive. Transmitting mission parameters.
This is Watcher 7. Download data fragments from assigned terminals so we may decrypt and reconstruct the conspirator communication.
This is Watcher 9. You have authorization to terminate anyone who interferes. It is our privilege to work with you.
Watcher 9 and Cipher 9. I know I just did this, but
Please use all
still.
products only as intended.
There.
Be well.
Since I don't think I'm going to get much chat, I'm going to open that up so I can see what, what happens. Go kill.
Take it slowly.
More pew pew. Anyone else? Droid and a commando. Okay. Go get him. So far, so good. Not see anything to click on in here. It's a fairly big thing. First goal is like right there though, so... At least I get to salvage it. Even if it didn't drop... that wasn't worth a skill upgrade. Oh well. Guess I've got a few planets to go before that becomes important. Or possible.
Accessing first data fragment. Applying preliminary decryption algorithm.
Got the call, but make it quick. I don't want to be missed.
Hi, Hunter.
93% likelihood speaker is designate Hunter.
Proceed with the operation, Cipher 9. We will continue reconstruction attempts.
Take it slowly.
No salvage, huh? Well, I guess that would have been too much to hope for. Anything back here? Archive node 803 alpha. No, nothing here. Figured it was worth a look.
Accessing second data fragment. Modifying decryption algorithm.
This will, of course, be my final appearance at these gatherings, but the galaxy I leave behind.
No voice print identification available. Reconstruction incomplete.
Really, not much to that. Oh, this screams trap if I've ever seen it.
Accessing third data fragment. Attempting playback.
My sympathies. With the old man lost, the next enforcer will be difficult to train.
Experiencing data corruption. We will hope the last fragment provides redundancy.
Really? They're just gonna wait out there, huh?
Are you well?
group up in a nice, tight little cluster. Seems unwise. One more fragment. Will we learn anything?
Accessing fourth data fragment. Splicing now.
I am here. All is ready.
Zakriba.
This is Keeper. Cypher, get out of there. Reinforcements are on the way, and there's nothing more you can do.
What about the data?
You're sure you have the full recording?
Hard to be certain, but we think so. The Watchers will try to reconstruct the holoconference back at headquarters. Come to Drum and Cast as soon as possible, and we'll figure out our next move. Keep it out.
Gee. Not exactly the sturdiest patrol droids they had.
We fight for the nest.
Really, these guys are a little underwhelming. So this was actually supposed to hold everyone out until us, right? Huh. Seems like they forgot to actually put, you know, decent troops here? Kinda hard to believe I am just that good, quote unquote.
Greetings, Master. I cleaned the vessel from stem to stern in your absence. You can smell.
Yeah, I can eat off surfaces, I guess. But back to Drummond Koss. No interruptions, no interruptions. So let's see how long this takes. So I believe when we get done here, it will be time to take a break. And not just because my legs are a little stiff and I would really like to get a... Actually, I'm on home turf. There we go. Well, as home turf as anywhere in the Empire is for a spy. But yeah, my legs are getting a little stiff and I need to get up and walk around a bit. Okay. We should be able to walk into the other areas around here. So no new powers at level 47, huh? What's my next one? 48, I get something else. Oh yeah, good. And a utility point at 49, 49. This is a slightly different direction to go. Don't usually come this way.
Utilize fractal thought pattern 27. Reanalyze.
Come in. They're reconstructing the Conspirators Holoconference now.
Have you found anything out?
Anything turn up so far?
Preliminary analysis bears out our theory. The call was initiated by Hunter, somewhere in the Bremer sector 6 months ago. The recording you pulled is intact,
Vector, your
but
coat's
what's your
not
line?
doing much for you, is
Splicing and
it?
decryption complete.
Rules of the Chorus Covenant. I call this meeting to order.
Spare us the corporate posture and report.
Since you're in a hurry, Senator Varala and Representative Shuru are predictable as always.
And Commodore? All taken care of. What about you? Those earnest Padawans keeping you up at night?
Different participants on different data streams. Processing.
You recognize anyone?
There's Hunter. What about the others?
I don't know.
Domain is unsettled, as we expected. I must again raise the concern. Do we overplay our hand?
There is the chance it will spin out of control. Darth Angral, Darth Barris, now the children are awakening.
For each, there is a Republic counterbalance. We're letting loose the reins, but we're not taking off their blinders. Sit back and enjoy the spectacle.
It's glitching out.
However much power they've got, they see their plan as a risk.
To bicker. Each of us agreed to the timetable. Each of us report success in our own sphere.
Ambition must never be our master. Patience serves our noble cause best. But if our enforcer approves...
I do, I swear.
Then we move forward to Armageddon.
Wow.
Keeper, the War Council needs you. Sir?
That was different. Get some help.
Call for a medic. Go.
Yes, sir.
What's our status?
Keeper and the others are on life support. Fixers theorized the transmission had a hidden overlay. A code or image only a genetically enhanced mind could recognize. Designed to overwhelm and shut down the brain.
So, trapped.
We knew it would take an enhanced mind to find the data. This was insurance against that possibility.
Losing this many analysts, forget about Keeper. It's going to be a blow to the war. I'll support you where I can, but right now I've got a few dozen field agents without handlers. Your operation.
I'll work alone anyway.
You'll hear from me when I'm ready.
While you were on Belsavis, Keeper was compiling leads on the planet Voss. If you want to head there, I'll see what I can pull up. I've apprised the Minister of Intelligence. If he needs to contact you, he knows how.
We still have a lead. We'll find the people responsible.
So, that could be bad. Let's go ahead and go back to our ship, though. Get back on the ship. To a rest zone. So we continue to rebuild all of our rest experience between videos. Somebody going to be waiting for me at the ship, because it's not just use holo terminal or travel or what have you, but someone's going to be waiting for me. I'm starting to get concerned about the airlocks around here. That's all I'm saying. Nothing so far. This is good. Oh well, I kinda liked Keeper. It's a shame. Oh well.
Cypher, hope you don't mind my checking in. You weren't expecting any other calls?
Oh, I've always got time for you.
Hunter, my good friend. Who would I rather talk to?
I'm hoping no one. I get jealous. Your visit to Mega Security Ward 23 left it in bad shape. Now do I come into your house and break your things? But you finding that holotrap? Frying your keeper's synapses? That's kind of cosmic justice.
So what exactly was that?
I saw you meeting with some sort of council. Who were they?
Old friends of mine. You'd like them, but they're shy. Cypher, it's been fun. Playing tag, brainwashing you. Remember your keyword? But you keep coming, and we'll destroy your world. No friends, no allies, no empire left to fight for. Are you ready for that?
You actually care.
You're not just playing. You're really worried about me.
Who else can I whisper sweet things to? Do you know what it's like to have no identity? No one in the galaxy who can control you? It's terrifying and wonderful. If you live to see Imperial intelligence die, that's me giving you a taste of freedom.
Yeah. Getting a little vibe of Nagito Komeida from him. Kinda creepy, that one. Oh well. I could cut the video here, but there's a lot of new conversations that just
Something
opened up.
I can help you with, Ensign?
I was hoping you could increase my security clearance, sir. At least long enough so I could know about my promotion.
Your promotion?
What promotion are we talking about?
The top secret one, sir. I can only assume it occurred. I'm pleased to say that I finished, as best I can, putting myself through the Imperial Intelligence Training Regimen, save the psychological tests. With your help, I'm now almost qualified to be here. Thank you.
Glad I could help.
If you have more questions, feel free to ask.
I was taught the best operatives figure it out for themselves.
No shame in getting help when it's available. And let's see if Logan has any more choice words about our diet.
My good friend, Have you noticed that the price of Dianogan tea has risen considerably since we broke the Treaty of Coruscant? One of the costs of war you never anticipate. And now my jamming device is working, so we can dispense with the inanities.
Well, I thought you liked babbling.
Don't tell me you've only been chatty to fool eavesdroppers.
I enjoy sparkling conversation as much as the next man, but today we have business. Thanks to a now wealthy Kubaz information broker, I've identified the people who want me dead.
You?
They represent an organization called Project Protean, a secret research and development group inside the Imperial Science Bureau.
And don't get involved with Proteans. They're jerks.
We call the Citadel and demand an investigation. Problem solved.
Black projects aren't so easy to root out, and strictly speaking, I don't have any proof. Protean researches practical applications of alien biology. You recall the genetically modified assassins who came after me? They're only the beginning. Imagine troops spliced with Abyssin genes to enhance healing, or adrenals derived from Gamorrean hormones. Most test subjects don't fare well, but you can see the potential.
I'm just saying, you mess with Proteans, well, you want Reapers, because that's how you get Reapers. But anyway.
That sounds awfully like what you were doing on Terrace.
There's a great deal of interdepartmental rivalry in our work, and my research does overlap with theirs. They may have targeted me in order to ensure that they have no competition, inside or outside the Empire.
Can I meet with them?
Tell me where to find these people. I'm going to talk to them.
Right now, I'm unsure where the project is based or how to contact its members, but I wanted to keep you apprised. Now, about that Dianogan tea.
I wouldn't mind getting a cup of tea right now. Not my first choice for drinks. But still. And you have gone dead silent. Okay, Scorpio, how are you going to try and kill me now?
I've learned to access your culture's holographic network. Listen. $18 trillion desperate attempts to communicate per second. I hadn't realized your species were so starved for interaction.
Is there anything interesting in there?
What have you discovered, sifting through those transmissions?
I now understand your frustrations. I look at you and see neurons fire in your brain. I scan your body and know how you taste. But you're blind, alone, and confused.
Don't taste me. It's
From
creepy.
now on, keep your scans to yourself.
I will not share future results. Our time together has provided new information and sensations. These will prove useful in a future upgrade.
You know, empowering you down and shoving you out an airlock, you taste me again. Creepy is not the word for it. Vector. There still doesn't look like there's anything in front of you to be lecturing. Don't you communicate with, you know, your kind telepathically? Mostly.
What's going on?
Agent, in our work with the diplomatic service, we find ourselves talking to people we once knew. We've been contemplating this.
Hello, Vector. It's Honora. I don't know if you remember me, but Bryson said he thought you would, and I wanted to talk to you. I know things didn't end well, but I never forgot. You need to get out of there. Come back to Drummond Cast and we'll get you help. We can undo what the Killiks did. There are still people who care about you.
We've watched it 17 times and meditated to the static.
Is that a queen?
You two used to be a couple.
We were nearly engaged to Honora very long ago. We never considered that there are people who want us restored to what we were. But watching this, feeling nothing, we know we're no longer who we were when we loved her.
Do you want to be unjoined?
If you could be restored, would you want it?
No. We had to know if our reaction was unnatural, but we don't think it is. We are content.
Okay. With all of that out of the way and all the extra juicy experience, such conversations drop in our lap, I think this makes a pretty good stopping spot. I just want to see something real quick and travel there to get any immediate cutscenes out of the way. And I'm at top level for it. Good. I kinda like Voss. Inhabitants are a little strange, but what alien species isn't?
This is Watcher 3 to Cipher 9. Things are a little chaotic without Keeper, so I need a minute to pull our files on Voss. In the meantime, I did want someone more familiar, but...
Apologies for the wait. Playing catch-up with our friends in the diplomatic service, but we think we can brief you.
You know about this place?
I didn't realize we had an expert on board.
The diplomatic service has more experience with Voss than anyone. Certainly more than me.
We never served on Voss personally. It's a newly discovered world, home to a simple humanoid civilization. One species, one government, one city. Voss Ka.
Primitive. They didn't even have spaceflight when we made first contact.
But they have art and laws and culture. More importantly, they have citizens who can use the Force. Not Jedi or Sith, but something different.
That kinda had to bring some interest.
New Force users could change the balance of power.
The Voss Force sensitives are called mystics. They're healers and fortune tellers, utterly revered and considered infallible. We want the Voss and the mystics to ally with the Empire. The Republic is petitioning them too, yet they remain stubbornly neutral.
Of course, half the galaxy has spies there. Who wouldn't? Keeper's files clearly indicate conspirator involvement, but no names or details. All I've got are instructions for a meet.
Any idea why?
Keeper wasn't one to follow hunches.
I agree. She saw something in these files I don't. I'm sorry. There's a tea house in Voskar proper. You're supposed to wait for a contact. He'll identify himself with the phrase, anew as the spring. I don't know who he is, or whether Keeper told him about the Star Cabal, but he'll know more than I do.
Assuming he's in one piece.
Assuming that, Watcher 3 out.
We'll await your instructions.
I'm probably gonna need to take Vector down with me then, huh? I think I can do that, as long as I remember. But remembering will have to be next week, for it is time to break the video in half over my knee, or just take a break. One of those two will work. So anyway, take care, folks. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you back next time as we travel, well, down to Voss. Later, all.